Blessed be my witches, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are going to be doing something that I have a tendency to do every year and make a new one. Now, this is my witch's protection bottle. However, I have had a lot of people say to me, well, Odin, I can't burn a lot of incense in my home. You know, how can I cast a circle that's going to be protective while still being able to bring in the elements? So I thought to myself, well, considering it's time for me to be making new ones, I will just film this for y'all, and you can use them as you will. Even if I'm going out somewhere and I wanted to cast a circle outside and I can't light a candle or whatnot because the wind keeps blowing it out, I will bring these in a pinch to be able to place in the four directions. Now, I also use this within my home. I will put them in each corner of my house, facing each direction, with a little prayer and incantation over them to be able to protect my home from all negativity. When you do these, you put salt in this, and you will see that the salt will actually get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, I have seen sometimes during some very trying times that the salt has gone down to half and less. So think about that. Now, the reason for this is anytime there's any tulpic or negative beings that are trying to attach themselves to you, it is said that these beings have to count and remove each granule of sand before they will be able to enter a protected space. And you can actually see the sand or salt starting to get less and less in the bottle. And if the bottle stays quite high, then you know you don't really have any negative energy or any negative entities trying to get to you. So I also use this as a gauge to tell what vibrations are coming to me. So let's get right into this. This is very, very easy, y'all. Very cost effective, and you don't really have to go out looking for anything that's absorbent or difficult to find. For your earth element, you are going to need sage, green food coloring, table salt, white salt. You will need a master bottle, a bowl, and a spoon. I have some little bitty quartz crystals here. We're going to be using those as well as a power amplifier. You can use a funnel, but I'm using a piece of paper here, and a green candle. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to pray over our green candle for the intent. Now, this candle I will also use in very protective ways when I'm going to be doing anything that has to do with the earth element, but I'm also going to use this to seal the bottle. So let's pray over this candle. Alright, so when you're praying over this, you want to ensure that you're praying that anything from the earth realm that is trying to cause conflict or any negativity that people are trying to manifest in your physical reality, that you're keeping yourself blocked away from that, okay? You really want to harness the powers of the earth element and allow for them to protect you from anything manifesting on an earthly plane that may cause you conflict in your reality. So now we're just going to light this bad boy. Okay, so this is very simple, y'all. You just want to take your salt here. Now I have my regular salt, and I'm just going to fill my bottle almost to the top. Now the reason why I didn't fill it all the way to the top is because we are going to be using the sage as well. Now sage has long been associated with earth. It's great for cleansing, protection, purification. It is also a great amplifier as well when it comes to amplifying earthly things. I also want you to know that you can use any earthly thing that you want. You can use oats, you can use rye, you can use whatever you want in this. I have a tendency to use the sage because I do like that cleansing property as well, purifying anything negative that is trying to come and manifest within inside of my reality. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take this salt and we are just going to pour it out of this bottle now. That's a whole lot of salt right there. Now, I don't want to use a lot of green food coloring here. I just want to get a simple kind of hue of green. I don't want it to be hunter green or forest green. So I'm just going to put a few little drops. See, just Just a little smidgen, okay? And we're just gonna start mixing this in and getting a bit of a green color. All right, so I had to split this in two because there was so much salt in the bowl. So now what we're going to do is we are going to say our prayer over this salt, okay? Now this prayer, you're going to also want to use the powers of salt for banishing, for removal, for cleansing, for breaking down. It's a great oxidant too, so I like to actually wear away at things with that, to eat away at anything that is within your home. When you think of metal and you think of oxidation of metal, it turns into rust, it becomes fragile. So you want to add those within your prayer. So we're going to pray over both of these and then we're going to start to create our witch's bottle. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take this and we're going to fill our bottle only halfway, okay? So let me see if I can do this without making a god-awful mess. Now you want to tap it down a little bit and get it as flat as you can. And as you can see, it's beautiful. It has little flecks of green in it. It's just such a witchy kind of fabulous thing. And I love doing these. I've done these for longer than a lot of you probably been alive. To be honest with you, I love making these and I've always found them to be so beneficial when it comes to protection and so beneficial when it comes to having something that as soon as you touch them and as soon as you use them, you can feel that connection with that element. They're just a blessing to have. I'm just going to open this bad boy up and we want to have quite a nice little piece of sage in the middle there. So I'm going to take about that much. We want to make sure that every consciousness is aware and working at their top potential because you made it very clear to them. Alright, so as you can see here, it's not a lot that I'm using, but there's enough where I'm going to be able to create a layer here. Now I also want to let you all know that we're making a witch's bottle here. You can also use this if you wanted to create an earth circle. I would just mix both of them together and have the herbs throughout the salt, and then I would use that as a barrier when I am casting circle for the element of earth. Alright, but today we're working on the witch's bottles, so we will be doing that maybe in another video. Please comment if you want to see that. Alright, so now we're going to take this sage and we're going to put this into our master bottle. There we go. So now we have a beautiful layer of our sage in there. And we're going to take our other blessed salt here and we're going to top this up. Now you want to make sure that you keep tapping this down, okay? You don't want to have very much excess space because again, you want this to be tight so you actually can see when the salt is going down, okay? So it's a great warning to show you if some negative witchery or any, someone's casting spells on you or whatnot and a negative contact or thinking negatively about you. So that's as far down as it's going to go. Now I'm just going to show you, if you can see it like that, it has a nice little green line behind it. It has nice little flaky green bits in it. It is just beautiful. Now last but not least, we are going to take our quartz crystal. Now I have little small itty bitty pieces that you can get in those little jars. That's all you need for this. If you have one piece of quartz crystal, you can put that right in there as well. It doesn't really matter. Your main thing here is that you just want to get the quartz crystal in there as a power amplifier and another protective force, okay? So we're going to be praying over this to work with both of these, with the salt as well as the sage, to be able to create an earthly environment of protection that is not going to allow any negative thoughts or any negative beings manifest any traumas or danger within your physical reality. Alright, so let's pray over this and add this to our master bottle. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add this into the top of our bottle. One of the Witch Please family members loves these candles and asks me where I get them. There is a little store called Flying Tiger. I know there's one in New York City, and I think there's one in Chicago or something like that. I don't necessarily know if they deliver, but if you're anywhere close to that or you have friends in those places, you can probably get them there. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you are just going to start adding your wax here. If you are going to be using this as a protective barrier and you want to be able to remove the salt, just cork it, is fine, but I really like the look of the wax. Alright, so as you can see, I filled it up to the top here. Now you can stop right here, but I'm going to show you what I like to do. I like to let it run down the sides of it. I like to overdo it and have it slide down the sides of the bottle. And there you have it, my spiritualists, my witches, your earth elemental protective witches bottle. For those witches who can't burn incense, those witches for allergies reasons or because of where you live, what have you, this is a good way of being able to create that element for yourself, bringing it in, knowing that you're going to be protected by it, that you've cast a circle and this stands at the cardinal points, keeping you protective and safe. This is a ritual item, okay? And you want to treat it like any other ritual item. When I use this to cast circles and whatnot, I will hold it in my hand or I will place it on the ground or table, wherever it is. I will sit in front of it and I will commune with that element for a bit until I can feel that presence there. Alright, my witches, that is our episode for today. If you have not pressed subscribe, you know you need to press subscribe. Join the Witch Please family and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, as well as send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com. You can also leave a comment below telling me the things that you'd like to see and I will get around to it, my witches. I said it before and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you are always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye.